Hello everyone and welcome back to Joy's Creative Finger. I have built a spring bungalow in my town. I didn't complete the last Sim Chase event, but I've used a lot of flowers around this build. It's very fresh, it's very beautiful, and it's a bungalow, and this will be the second one I've ever done that's gone up on YouTube. Now, there is something that looks like a chimney, but it's not. It could be if you want it to be, and that's why I put it there. You might want a cottage instead, and it does look like a cottage. But when you complete the Grand Garages live event, you get this plot with a house that's got the grey brick on your first floor, you know, your ground floor, as you can see. But then when you go up a floor, you get the white paneling. Okay, so it's quite nice to build a bungalow and just have this exterior down below. And what you have here on this side is a little tiny living house on the side that faces the pool. It used to be the garage for the main house, but it's been disconnected from the main house and has become a tiny living abode for a young girl who lives here. And there's a story attached to this build, okay? So stay tuned for that. It's in the middle somewhere. So it's completely separate from the house. And what you have here is actually a room connecting both properties, but it looks like a passageway of some sort, but there's no connection to the main house at all. And at the rear here, you can see that chimney looking type of a structure that shows you the demarcation between the brick and the wood paneling. And what you have here is their solar panel that supplies energy to the house. And you can see the hot water boiler up there too, and a well down below. And that's what makes up that structure. But you can see the demarcation with the white wooden paneling and the brick. Now, these fabulous windows have given this lovely bungalow a much better shape. And I went on to make it even more interesting by inserting a porch on the side here. And from the garden event, the romantic garden event, you get these fireplaces that go outside and indoors too. But I've got one in there. We'll tour that properly when we get into the house. But it's a lovely place to sit out in spring if you want to and just enjoy the plants around and about. Now, the teenager who lives in the smaller house is the one that's been responsible for taking care of the entire flowers around the garden, because she uses it to sort of de-stress and decompress. You know, before her mother died, her mum was responsible for all the flowers around and about, but now she's taken over, and it reminds her of her mum. Her dad lives in the main bungalow with another lady who isn't really married to him, but it's his girlfriend, and she's taken over the house. But this is the entrance. You've got some nice bright big windows. They're from the Latin Villa collection, and you can put your coat up there on the side. There are a couple of doors to the left and right of this lovely picture, and there's quite a number of them that came in the game as a deal. But on the side here, you have a bathroom. It's a full bathroom. There's no bathtub in here. And I just love the gold accents everywhere, the way it pops. It's a small space, so I kept it white, and I'm always being reminded to put windows in my bathroom. I actually forget quite a bit. So there's one right there facing the garden, which is lovely. You can see the toilet unit is from the glam event, and I managed to fit in for this family bathroom a laundry machine and some laundry supplies up top, as you can see. So it's a hallway bath, family bathroom on the side here, and the next door in the corridor or hallway entrance here is the door that leads into what used to be Lydia's bedroom. She's the teen girl who now lives on the other side of the property, but Caroline, her father's girlfriend, has completely turned it into a guest bedroom. I've used this bed that also came from an online pack you had to purchase with cash. It matches that lovely stool from the latest Christmas event, and then there's a dresser drawer here and everything, you know, a guest needs to stay overnight in the space. So this is the entrance as you come in, and then you work your way into the living room area. This is a very favorite space of mine, and it was something I really loved putting together when I built this house. And it was the first part of the house actually that I did build, and I thought as I go along I'll show you clips in AR so you can see what it looks like, really take it in. I think it's beautiful, and the bay windows definitely help when building to maximize on space. So the TV's in there, a lovely table, and even the sound system I was able to fit into both sides in that space, and I think it's beautiful. And it's out of the way, you know. And then you've got a nice mirror on the side here, and I decided to create an L-shaped type of seating with that beautiful rug from the glam event. The colors in here are amazing. The artwork on the wall, the blue cushions match the wall that's actually teal, isn't it? Then you've got a bar section here, which is another exciting part of the build for me, and I think it's just lovely. So I had to find ways to make sure that everything comes together in the space without looking too crammed, and in AR it makes even more sense when you look at it this way, from this angle, and then from the angle when you're coming into the house. This is what it looks like. I think it's really lovely. The teal cushions match the walls, and the green matches the green in the artwork, and then you've got the blue again coming in, or the teal in a way, into the dining seat padding, and then you've got the mustard for the frame of the chairs that then splashes onto what you have as the color for the dining space and the bar. You can see the kitchen, the dining from this section within the bar in AR, and you can see the seated pass as well, and the living room. So it's a very central space in this bungalow, as you can see, as it serves the different areas. It's more a part of the dining and the kitchen, you'll see that. But this is the reverse side of the bar, and this is where Edmund spends most of his time drinking and drinking with Caroline, who's supposed to soothe his pain ever since he lost his wife. Okay, now again, you lead out from that bar to the section here where you've got the dining. It then leads into the kitchen, so it's some sort of an open plan. Again, I'm always craving for open plans. And then you've got a full fitted kitchen in here, and I glitched the stove into the window. That gave me more space. Of course, you could put that stove in the actual space, but I just thought I'd put it away further back there, giving us a little bit more space to come out to the side of the build through that door. But that being said, you can still work the kitchen, so you don't need to have a stove in the bay window. So we're back into the living room, and there's a door that leads into the master bedroom of the house. It's beautiful. It's sizable too. It's got this massive, glamorous 3x3 massive bed. And then I decided to also include a bay window and have a dresser drawer on the side here that looks like a vanity, so you could put a chair there if you want for your sim. And then you've got the closet space tucked away underneath there, and then through that same alcove leads into a fully fitted bathroom, and there's a window. Okay, and there are some towels in here too. Now it's backing this beautiful outdoor porch area where there's a fireplace. I think it's really lovely. I usually get those Sims to come out here. I've been playing with them all week, by the way. So I get them to come out here and sit down, and I think it's really nice. It's outside, so it's not supposed to be that cold. It's supposed to be spring, but it might be a little bit windy, so they sit down here and they drink and drink and drink. That's all you've seen with this couple. And in doing that, they've completely isolated Lydia from their family life because she was quite miserable and upset. And instead of dealing with it, they just pushed her away. So that's that section, and they spend a lot of time out there. They also spend a lot of time in their bedroom and at the bar for the most part. So this is just a little overview of this section. We're going to quickly go over and have a look at the little tiny living build that I put out on the side for the teenage girl. And the truth is, when I built this house, this was actually a pathway to the garage. And it just wouldn't work. The door was here and it led through to that part, and that was how you got into the garage. And finally I gave up and I just moved the teen girl over here, and you'll find out why. She hasn't always stayed in this part of the house. As you know, Lydia's doing some work outside and she's trying to be peaceful. But originally, of course, she lived in the family house. But after her mother died and Caroline moved in, it was awful.
Can't you see that your father has gone through enough? Every time you're always coming in here asking for one thing or the other. You keep causing him so much misery. You're a grown girl, by the way.
He's my dad.
You're meant to go out there and get a job, get a part-time job.
I can talk to him whenever I want. Why are you butting in?
Why not get started with your life?
I don't know why you're here.
I can't take you in here all the time.
You're ruining our life.
Asking for this, asking for that.
You stay out of it.
You're grown. Why don't you move out anyway?
No, you move out. I can't understand why this is happening, Dad. Can't you do something about it?
That's
She's just a spoiled brat.
Lydia, I'll fix it. I promise.
Well, fix it he did. He parked his sports car outside and transformed this into a tiny living situation for his daughter. She was quite happy with that. She's very independent. She's got a nice little kitchen on the side, sink, cooker, and microwave. And then in this little alcove here, you can see that those are the doors to her wardrobe. Never mind the creeping vines. And straight in here through that villa glass door is where you have her bathroom on the side. And that's the window. I didn't forget the window. The full bathroom, lovely shower, sink, towel, and a toilet unit right in the side there. Okay, so it's very nice, like a hotel room, but better still, she's got, a kitchen, and this is a little tucked in area to sit down, watch TV. She's got books to read, a great view of the garden, and she spends a lot of time gardening. That's an abstract picture of her mum on the wall. That's her bed corner, and a great view of the pool, and there's a fridge, and just a little area to put her keys down when she comes in. She's got a car outside. So it's quite lovely for her, and the only way into her back garden is through the back door. So you must come into her own little house to make use of her own little back garden space. So it's exclusive to her. So look at that. She goes in that way and she works her way out to the back part here. And that's the only way to this space. So when she gets a little bit agitated, she would water, she would garden, she would plant shrubs here and there. And can you believe it? Caroline started complaining that the whole place is just overgrown with too many flowers. And by the way, Caroline is threatening to get a local gardener to pull everything up, and that would be terrible. Out here is where Lydia's car is parked. It's the teeny car. It's quite lovely and it's right in front of her space. Another thing that's really annoying Caroline is that the sports car's parked out front while the garage is now being occupied by Lydia. The rivalry continues, and what's even worse is that her father is not standing up for her and she's been removed from the family home. Is this a good thing for Lydia, or is it a bad thing for the relationship between her and her father? Let's know in the comments down below. The floor plan for this lovely bungalow is up on our Facebook group. The link is in the description down below. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you again soon in the next video. Have a lovely weekend. Bye!